If parts of your body tingle when you hear an engine rev, if the hair on the back of your neck stands up when you hear tires squeal, then you've found your new home. This is the Rev'd Up GarageCast. Containing more testosterone than your listening device can handle. Loud, crazy, but a hell of a lot of fun. Let's do it. You're listening to the Rev'd Up GarageCast. Now your hosts, Steven, Mark, and Eddie.
Okay, Rev'd Up GarageCast, episode number 14. We're back after the SMW Expo. We had a busy few weeks getting the team cars ready. Mark finally joins us back. He went fishing, skipped out on the Expo.
Damn.
So we got our main man Eddie to my right, Mark Metz to the left. Rev'd up and ready to go.
I don't know, Mark don't look too revved up over there.
I'm telling you.
Rev'd up.
Keep saying he's in a good mood, but I remember that one time you were bricked up. That was a little scary.
Dude, bricked.
Reaper, Mark Metz, by the way.
Yeah.
So we're going to start out talking about our Deadman experience and the whole team concept and the format. And I mean, that's a little bit trademark, so we'll call it, TJ calls it the floor mat. But we're going to talk our experience. Before we do that, though, I do want to mention that Mark still does not have a big check.
My man can't get one to save his life.
If you can catch it on the video, you can see I just won a big check at Summit. I have like 20 of them. Mark has 0.
Paid $1,500. We win $12,000. Get a baby check.
Well, they just know that you can't have a big check because then your head will get even bigger and then you won't be able to buy a helmet.
I don't even derby enough and I got one, bro.
Yeah, that's what I mean. What'd that pay out? You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna get into it.
Poor Mark.
I'm not even getting into it.
Listen, some guys just need big things to compensate for other things. Maybe that's what Mark's trying to do.
I ain't got a big check.
But you want one so bad.
It'd make it huge.
Okay, so our experience, first off, we might have overbuilt or over-prepared, but trying to prepare to run possibly 4 to 5 times was a lot. The weeks leading up to the Derby were stressful. I mean, trying to make sure every nut, bolt, weld, everything was where you want it, how you want it. Try to predict every scenario that's going to happen with that car. Try to make sure that you can fix it in any possible way at the track.
Which is kind of dumb because in derby, it's unpredictable, man.
It is, but you want to try and be as prepared as possible.
Well, to be fair, I am the only one that ran 4 times.
Okay, what's that have to do with anything that we just said?
You said might have to run 4 times.
We might have had to run 5. Could have had to run a Quancy.
That wasn't coming. That wasn't happening.
That wasn't happening.
No.
You never know.
I mean, you guys got luck. You know, I'm not going to say luck because y'all drove really well together and did what you had to do.
So we'll start through the heat draws and the whole concept of the Derby. You got put into 4 groups or divisions. From there, you had to battle out against your other 3 teams in your bracket. Only 2 of the 4 moved to the feature. It was a point system, 3 points for a win, 0 points for a loss. In the craziest scenario, there was a 3-way tie, which our bracket could have possibly ended up in a 3-way tie.
Right.
And went by time of heats and a winning effort.
Yep.
So we ended up drawing a bracket that we thought was going to be a lot harder. We drew Cheetahs out of New York. We drew Skeezer and Company out of Virginia. And Dixon Derby team, I believe, and they're north of here in PA. So if anyone knows Patrick Dellis and anyone knows Skeezer, them guys are throttled down. Which in a team show in a heat isn't a bad thing.
Ain't gonna lie, I was pretty nervous going into that.
So
For which one?
When we drew heats and I seen the two teams that were in there, it was.
And Dixon Derby team, they aren't known for pedal to the floor, but they got second last year and they had some really good cars. So I mean, no one could completely count them out.
No.
So heat 1, we were sitting John. John was the joker. It was me, Mark, and Freebie. We told Freebie he had to run hard. I don't know if it worked or not.
No, he still did Freebie.
He did his Freebie things, and me and Mark took care of business.
That's right.
But we did that pretty quick. I think it was right. It was under 3 minutes. So we went 1-0 Friday night into Saturday. I don't think any of us took any severe damage. Just a little bit of sheet metal in the back.
Not even that.
Did you scratch the paint?
No one even.
Yeah, I don't think you guys did anything.
No, we didn't even dent the back.
My one rear rail started to come up a little bit, so I tried to pull the other rail with it.
Yeah, but if you didn't, you probably didn't have to.
No, but we were going to try our best to do whatever we could.
Right.
So we come into Saturday morning, and then that's when we unleashed our joker, John Howman. He had the W body on our team, and me, Mark, and John ran together, and it didn't even last 2 minutes. We took one of their guys down, and I think they just tried to go. They had the idea that they were probably going to make the feature because they won their first round pretty quick.
I don't know if anybody's seen John's car, our Joker car. It was flat nasty. It was.
I think it was soft, but for John.
Nah. I wouldn't want to drive in the gas end of that thing.
No.
So we went 2-0. That put us in a situation because Cheetahs went 0-2. That we went 2-0. Dixon Derby team was 1-1, and Skeezer and Company was 1-1. Now, Cheetahs being 0-2, why even run Heat 3?
So they ended up forfeiting.
Let's just try and go to the Concy. So they forfeited to Dixon, which put them 2-1. At a quicker time than us, though, because they had a forfeit win of 0 time.
Yeah. So,
Cheetahs, it worked out for them that they made the feature.
Yeah.
So they played their cards exactly how they had to. 3 of the 4 teams in our bracket made the feature. But that meant we had to run against Skeezer and Company Saturday night.
Yep.
And that was probably one of the more rowdy heats of the Derby. I don't know. There's probably a couple more, but
in reality, that was our toughest heat.
Oh, for sure. They definitely were not an easy out.
Yeah.
And theoretically, we almost didn't have to run against them. So it was a weird situation, but we ended up having to run all 3 times.
Yep.
How
Mark
would you
got
not
to
have
run
to
all
them?
3 heats. How would we have not had to run it?
Yeah.
If we were confident in our time.
Oh,
Because Skeezer ended up, when we went against Dixon, Skeezer ran against Cheetah, and theirs was really quick, too.
Yeah, I didn't actually
Skeezer won.
follow the whole.
I didn't want it to
format.
have to come down to time and our math be off.
Yeah.
Because we were
That
trying
was a good
to ask TJ, because they were supposed to keep track of this throughout the Derby, and we pretty much asked him, and he was like, "I don't know." And we didn't want to.
Yeah, it
have a
being new,
chance.
we just didn't want to risk it and
Yeah.
have a chance where we'd have to run the Concy because
Just rather know that you're in it.
Yeah, good call.
the Concy didn't look like it was a lot of fun either.
No.
So we ended up going 3-0. 2 other teams went 3-0. One, the other team just gave up, and I think the other one they based on a coin toss.
Yeah, shitty Schmidt.
Devin Schmidt didn't want to run 3 times, got scared,
Yeah.
But he had this great idea to try and talk the other team into a coin toss, and they didn't know he had a double-sided coin, so they were never going to win. You hear that? Devin Schmidt cheated you guys. But no, so there was 3 teams going 3-0, and surprise, TJ has a surprise.
Every time.
So if you went 3-0, you got to sit out 3 minutes going into the feature. We didn't know the time, we didn't know the scenario, we didn't know anything. That worried us more than anything because we felt that was going to put even more of a target on our back. Was sort of hoping the other 2 teams were like, nah, we're not going to do it, then we wouldn't have did it, but we ended up doing it and everything fell into place and ended up working out well. What ended up happening in the feature, Mark?
Well, like you said, we went in 3 minutes late, and my strategy of it was, it kind of sucks. Like I said, you could have a target on your back, but the positive note, we could all enter at the same time and not get separated off the rip. Like if they drop the green flag and you can get separated quick being a team show, which was nice because then we could kind of all go in and be at one side of the track while the derby's going on, so we weren't separated. And then we heard out the gate that a certain team was coming for us, and it was true. It was from what we saw, it was true. So I ended up looking back, and I stayed at the entrance of the track, and then I look back, and they're all at the other end, and I'm like, oh, shit. And then the team that supposedly is coming after us is all to my left. So then I went down to the other end of the track with Freebie, and then John and Steven go back to the other end of the track right at his left, and then
well, we had to try and take care of business.
Yeah,
you guys, we let you twiddle your thumbs in the corner, and
I did not twiddle my thumbs.
I don't know.
Freebie did do that.
I don't know. The first.
Well, my
half of
thing
the
was
derby,
I didn't want to leave Freebie down there by himself. So I tried to stick around, and I was bouncing like in the middle of the track, so I was in between them and Freebie, and then it ended up getting. I know John said something to me and said, "Hey, the wick's lit." I said, "Oh boy!" Look back, and they're going at it.
And then Mark still just stayed on his corner of the track.
I asked you if you needed help.
Yeah, we were like,
He
nah.
said no.
It was
I said,
a
"All
team
right,
show.
I'll
You
watch
always
you."
need help.
Like 2 on 8, we got this.
While you guys were down there hanging out with them, I junked a lot of shit my side.
I bet.
Y'all did everybody on that. Y'all did your part.
Were you revved up?
I was bricked up.
Freebie was revved up. But so I was actually the only one that fell out for our team. My 3 teammates ended up winning it as I sat there and watched.
Shocker.
Shocker. I wish they would have. If my car would have still ran, they should just let me and Mark go at it. You wouldn't have wanted that.
I would have wanted all that. Dude, the level I was on, I tell you right now, no one was beating me.
Our cars were like identical. I guess we'd figure out where they've been.
The adrenaline rush I was on, that was, yeah. Oh, man. Then I seen you guys, you, John, and Freebie kind of like around a car, and I look back, and I seen my 3 guys around one car, and I come swooped around, and they put that car in a corner, and that was my shot of the night. I mean, I didn't lift half track, and
You shouldn't.
that was our buddy Logan May, which we like Logan May. It was just the shot was there, so.
Well, unfortunately, he didn't have numbers at that time. If the
Yeah.
cars were flipped, I'd expect one of us to be
Yeah, I
getting
mean,
a
you got-
haymaker where he was sitting.
Yeah, you guys already had all his buddies out, so
Yeah.
he was kind of odd man out.
So, I could smell his train. He had been going for a while anyways, so.
Yeah.
Anyways, we end up winning. Great group effort. We had a ton of help in the pits. All along the
Unbelievable
way.
amount of help.
Our crew stepped up,
Yeah.
and we got it done.
Yeah.
Now, for the rest of the Derby, which I barely got to watch.
I didn't watch one heat.
I
I did. I
watched-
watched a couple, but
So you did catch a couple.
the first and second night when like we didn't have a lot of work, but second night going to the third day, I didn't get to watch a lick of it.
Yeah, the first night I watched a couple of the team heats, and that was about it. We didn't watch any of the individuals, just to sort of see what our competition was like.
Friday night was good. I watched Friday night. I think was the only night I watched the entire show,
Yeah.
and it was good. Every heat.
Everyone was pitted so far apart that we didn't even see half the teams that were there. Like, we had never seen Dixon Derby before watching them Friday night.
Mhm.
But we took and we did everything we could, and it paid off. Now, I did get to watch. Obviously, I watched Melanie's heats.
Mhm.
She drove pretty good in the girls' heat. Thought she had it.
She had
Took
a car.
Took a sharp left turn with a little bit of a bent spindle, and there went the axle. So I don't know if it's because of the ride height.
There.
What's that?
I've been there. I've had some bad axle luck.
Yeah, his nickname last year was Axle Dropper.
Yeah, last year was a bad year for axles for me.
So
Don't have this kind.
I got to see that heat, and then I got to see her run the MWFA class. I don't know if I want to say on camera what she did. She's having a good little run put together there, and then got hit and the car shut off, and she forgot to put it in the park.
Started it.
Yeah, so on the factory cars, if you're just listening, just getting into the sport, if all the wiring is intact, they will only start in park and neutral.
Mm-hmm.
I told her that right before Washington Derby last year, and she neglected to remember it last weekend.
It happens.
She remembered it at Washington, though.
No, her car never shut off.
Oh, I just told her she gave you a smoke in Washington.
Oh, yeah. No, she was spoiled. None of her cars shut off last year except for the one.
Yeah.
And that was
She did forget
never
to turn the
fired
fan
back.
on one time.
Yeah,
too.
she forgot to turn the fan off, and that's the car that shut off. I'm like, 'cause she lost the Derby. But, so she did get third in one class, which is better than nothing, but a little bit of rough luck going on for the weekend.
Could have went there and brought back nothing, so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to watch and haven't got to watch the Saturday night feature event, the Pro Stock.
Man, did I hear it, though.
Yeah, we could hear the engines as we were working on our car. I can only imagine that's Pete smoking a cigarette, revving it up as he's about to full track whatever he can find.
Yeah.
But
Flying on a track with a Marlboro Red hanging out the lip.
so I believe it went Pete, Bill Miller, and I don't think I remember the third guy, or I don't know him. I think his last name was Woodward or something. But I'm not even sure.
See the back of Pete's car.
The back of Pete's car is nasty.
It is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
It is right.
And it'll be back. I saw he was looking for a front half today.
Yeah, I don't.
So
Back of that car ain't gonna go nowhere for a while. I think that was his first 03.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So, we didn't really give the results of the team show, I guess, other than we won. Shout out to the boys from Virginia / Ohio. They ran a good derby. They won their 2 heats, and then I think they dropped the 3rd heat just so they didn't have to run.
What we talking
Team show. Tyler Dodd,
about? Yeah.
Austin Davis, Corey Wood, and Cloud.
Man, I will never forget Austin Davis's face when we're drawing heats. I looked over at him and I said, "Boy, are you okay?" He is beat red, just staring, eyes big, staring. I'm like, "You okay?" He's like, "Dude, I'm nervous."
They drew a good bracket. They drew a hard team in the amateur hour in their bracket, but the way the bracket lied out, they didn't have to run each other until the 3rd heat, and they both already had won.
Both already made it, so yeah.
Then
That'd been a good heat to watch, though.
Yeah.
Been a good heat to watch.
the feature might have been a little bit easier for us if they would have ran first.
Yeah.
But then team one of each, or one of each, or I don't know what the hell they were trying to do with their team name. I think it means one of each, like a Toyota, a Honda, a Camry, a rear-wheel drive.
If I had to guess, it had to do. Devin Schmidt probably thought of it.
Yeah, it was bad.
That boy.
But they got third. I think Jesse McBriar was the last car, and then
Did you see the shot Dodd put on Jesse at the end?
yeah, that was the Hail Mary punch. That was the I'm not getting third.
Yeah, that's what that was.
I am securing second. That's what that was.
Dude, that was a shot.
But
I mean, he kind of had to. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I tell you what, Devin's car could have been like an advertisement for a butter commercial, but Jesse Cressy's car was pretty tough. That Avalon. You three got into it.
That Avalon was tight up front.
Yeah, you three got into it with him
Yeah.
at the end, and
That Avalon was tight up front.
him and John were going nose to nose, and you and Freebie were both on his wheels, and something broke, but I don't think the car bent.
No, the car looked straight when I was hitting it.
Yeah, it was right. So
Yeah.
beautiful build, good run.
Yeah, that was a real nice build.
I didn't get to watch any more to even speak on the results. I know Andrew Myers won one class and got Reaper.
Yeah, the
One.
truck class.
Truck class, they said that was a good one.
Well, the farm truck class.
Farm truck, yeah.
He didn't run
The built truck class looked a little bit too much.
You were in a Suburban, right?
Yeah, the farm truck.
Mm-hmm.
So now the question is, I'll save my response for a second, get Mark involved a little bit here. How do you feel about the format, and is it something you'd be interested in doing again?
I don't know. It's makes for a really long weekend, especially if you want to watch the show. It was a big build to start the year, so like it burnt me out during it. But I mean, obviously it paid off. But I mean, we kind of, depending on what he does, kind of have to run it again next year. In my opinion, I would be down to run again.
Yeah, I think I would too. I'm not a fan of the possibility of having to run 5 times.
I don't like that. I kind of wish I like the idea of being head on all the way to the feature.
Yeah, I don't know. I know he doesn't want to do or wanted to try and have a longer show than just win and you're into the feature.
Yeah,
I get it because look how many teams skate through with barely any damage. There's either easy heats or the rough heats, and the guys that have the rough heats in one run are SOL.
It's all the luck of the draw. Really.
So I don't know if the bracket deal with the times and the this and the that.
It turned out better than I thought it was going to.
It worked enough.
Yeah.
I think if it was me looking forward, possibly more of a Blizzard Bash style, where if you win twice, you're into the feature, so 2 wins in a row, and then if you lose, you bounce to the consi, and then like the first round, the losers versus the losers have to run against each other to even make the consi.
Yeah.
So your consi would be comprised of 4 losers in the round 2 and 4 winners of the round 2 losers. So that would still consist of an 8-team consi. You take 2 10-team feature. I like that a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to try that. I think it'd work out great.
But you got to learn from it. He tried something new, and it worked out for us, but it was a lot of work.
So the question is, I'd bet every cent I got. I know Freebie's down. You just got to tell the boys running Team Rev'd Up he's in. If we can talk Baldy into it again, I mean, I'm in. So
whether Freebie's down or not, do we want to have Freebie back on the team?
I think we should get Frizzy.
Frizzy?
Yeah.
We tell the workers turn the music down.
Get Frizzy in there. Or Consuelo. We'll replace for
You guys want to win?
Freebie with Consuelo.
Freebie drives better than I do.
I mean,
I won't argue that.
if Freebie ain't on the team, there, Mama Freebie's still coming.
So
yeah,
Freebie calls me about every day now. And Monday he calls me and says, "What are you doing, Sickles?" And I'm like, "I'm closing the shop up. You should come run Summit this weekend." So I was like, let me walk out back, see if I have anything pre-run that's close to the rules. And lo and behold, one of our buddy Daryl's cars that I ended up getting through some horse trading was sitting back here, and I'm like, man, I'm really tired of looking at that thing.
It's been back here for 34 years, man.
Well, it sat next to my old garage for 3 years, and then just got moved here not long ago.
Yeah, so, I mean, had the car for a while.
So we threw a shitty drive line in there, an old distributor motor. Got it all together and took it, and I don't know where Freebie was. He was hanging on the wall somewhere. But we ended up getting revved up and getting the win. No, I feel bad for Freebie. Put a lot of work in and didn't have a good night. But
already had some boys on him.
Yeah, sometimes it's like that. I've definitely been the nail a lot in my life as well. So
part of the sport. So
rebuild and come back.
These 2 guys didn't get to make it to Summit. Sort of wish they would have now. Bill Mayer and well, their crew wanted us to bring the whole setup initially, and
I was free. You didn't say nothing.
they wanted us to. Well, it's because I left the house at 6 a.m.
Oh yeah, I wasn't getting up at that time. I was working.
Yeah, you had already told me you work Sunday or Saturday, and
Yeah.
So they invited us a few times to be there as Rev'd Up GarageCast, and they wanted
Not
some
bad.
vendors and this and that, and I just thought that we'd be too wore out after the team show, and theoretically we probably were. We were probably on E, but we made it happen.
What do you mean? I went to work and went to Deadman for the team
You got
show.
to
You didn't run the
relax a bit.
Derby.
What do you mean? I went and made that money though.
But
Oh, I made that money.
Well, yeah.
I might have broke even.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know if we made money.
But so Bill Merritt Fair Derby, they've had derbies all across Ohio, I guess. I'm not real familiar with them. They used to have Norwalk Team Show. This was the first time at Summit County. They had an indoor complex. A little bit of notes on that place. The track was awesome.
How was the ventilation?
I'm getting there. So the track was awesome, very hard, very fast, large track. They only have about 1,500 seats, so they had to get some bleachers brought in that made it about 2,000. There still was no room.
It's good, though.
Yeah, well, what would be good if you could sell more seats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm betting if they set 2,000, there's probably 2,500 people in there. The early heats of the night, the ventilation was just good enough. You could see the smoke. You could tell it was getting bad. They ran the team full size with like 40 of them cars on the track at once. I couldn't breathe yesterday.
Yeah.
So they definitely need to work on that. A lot of indoor shows, they keep saying, "Oh, we've got improved ventilation. We've got good ventilation." They don't.
That's why I asked, because that's usually the main question with an indoor show. How is the ventilation?
Yeah,
I know after South Carolina, I mean, my throat hurt.
So far, though, South Carolina has had the best ventilation.
I think Blizzard Bash is a little bit better than South Carolina was.
They might be even.
So I told myself after Peoria, Whiskey City, that I was done with indoor shows.
Hey, there you are at the sun.
And then Freebie, all of a sudden, "Hey, come run." And I'm like, "Oh, well, yeah." Didn't think about it.
Freebie's been trying to get us run North Dakota. He will not shut up
South Dakota.
Is it South Dakota?
Yeah, wherever
South
Mount
Dakota.
Rushmore is.
One of them Dakotas.
I would like to go watch, only because Mount Rushmore's 20 minutes from the Derby, and I've always wanted to see that.
it. Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a really good show. I'm debating on up in the air to go to Blizzard Bash and watch her there to watch.
I ain't going this year. Don't ask me.
Eddie's taking a break.
Yeah.
That's 2 years in a row, wasn't it? Is that
Yeah.
You been there 3 times?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mark's never went. He's not allowed to go that long.
Mm-mm.
That's right, prime time where I'm doing shit, so.
Was it hunting or fishing?
Both.
Yeah, it's both. Yeah, because I think bear season's in right around that
It's
time for
It's
us.
just a bad time.
Yeah.
You know, South Dakota ain't much better. I think it's the following week or the week before. However it is, they're like 1 week apart.
Yeah, I won't go.
Is that the new show?
Yeah, that's where Ultimate Derby's trying to come back.
Yeah.
Well, they're back because they had Whiskey City now 2 years in a row, and they have they have one in Illinois coming up, I believe, first week of June. I forget what it's called, but it's at Pensacola Speedway or something. It's somewhere decent, it looks like, but yeah, I will not be running with Freebie at any team shows in the fall that are farther than a 2-hour radius. So if you find one close, I'm down.
Yeah.
But so we just wanted to come on, give a quick recap. Pretty much a Deadman. Then it rolled into we didn't get the show in, so I ended up running Summit. We got Summit down. The winners of Summit, man. I'll talk about stock compacts a little bit because this is something that excites me and I need to get more involved in. Dustin. I'm trying to think of his last name. Always runs Derby Dog shows. But anyways, Dustin ran a V6 Camry, and my God, you could tell anything in that arena, this thing ripped more than it.
Had the headers and everything?
Yeah, headers, harness, computer,
And they
all
sound
that
nasty with headers.
Yeah, I cannot think of his name, and I don't know why. But that car was straight nasty. I believe Dustin Lewis got first. I don't know if Zerker either got second or third. I can't remember who else.
Oh, Kerry Squires.
Well, so on to the compact teams. Team Boobies.
Oh, that was a team? I thought he won.
No, Zerker ran 2 cars.
Okay.
So Team Boobies, first place, Zerker, Squires, and Cameron Sleek. Then I think it was called Full Tilt. The Cliftons and Cameron Grindstaff, they ran 3 Soleras, and they ran hard. If they would have been a little bit more conservative, maybe they would have had some left for Boobies at the end, but I think they were out of car.
I just love me a Solera.
Yeah, team of 3 Soleras. It reminded me of a week ago.
Yeah.
So someone's revved up out there on Route 51. Sound like a rice burner.
It's probably not.
Probably your worker. Yeah.
Is it 5 o'clock? No, it ain't.
No.
So anyways, the full size was the last heat that I watched between the ventilation and trying to get home and get to sleep. Boys from New York, Tim Hanzuski, Jacob Luzik, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, and Slim. I'm not sure who Slim is. I think his last name was Clemens. They ran great. Jacob went over the wall about midway, but Tim and Slim, they got the job done.
That's a combo name there.
Right. Second place was another New York team. I'm not 100% sure. And then Mike DeFrisha secured third place for his team.
I heard Mike was running.
They all were. Everyone was running. That heat was wild. I saw haymakers being thrown. I saw people taking shots that some people would have got out of their car and been like, F this, I'm out.
Mike always runs hard, man.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But his 2 teammates, I don't know if Ronnie and Xavier are both his boys. I know Ronnie is. I don't know if Xavier's his stepson or his boy. I can't remember. But they went out about halfway, and Mike was the Lone Ranger, and I watched him battle it out 3-on-1 with a couple different teams, and he came out. So, congrats on the runs. Fatty got to run. I haven't seen Fatty run in a minute.
Who, was that his car? Was it someone else's car? Or
that was his car.
Was it his car? Yeah. I could see
Fatty
the helmet
ran
with the beard hanging out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he ran with Joe Lanky, and they had 2 nasty cars. I don't know what happened to their third teammate. They ended up both losing steering, or there were going to be problems. They were.
Fatty's car looked good.
Still looks good.
Yeah.
The back rolled just right. Just lost steering. And then we left. There were still 2 classes. I don't think that derby ended till 3 o'clock. After 3 o'clock.
Damn.
So.
Reminds you of the old days.
I'm glad that they had a ton of cars. I'm glad that they scheduled it to where the team events weren't the last events, and we got to watch them and get out of there.
Yeah.
So next up for us, we got I'm going to be vending at New Alex Swap Meet, but we got the Barbecue Bonanza in Huntington, PA, the week before Bash. They're having a car show and a derby there, so if you aren't doing anything on May, I believe, 22nd, head out that way. Maybe it's the 20th. It might be the 20th.
When's Bash?
The very last
The week after that.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to figure out. I think it's a week before that.
Yeah. But if you have any questions, message one of us, and we'll send you the flyer for that show, and hopefully see you there.
Yeah.
Until then, revved up out.
Bricked up.
You've been listening to the Rev'd Up GarageCast. If it's motorsports and life, we're talking about it. The guys have over 30 years combined experience and a lot of winning. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. But in the meantime, you can find us on Facebook at Rev'd Up GarageCast. Listen wherever you get your podcast at Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more. Y'all be cool, and we'll see you next time on Rev'd Up GarageCast.